Liverpool has always been renowned for its vibrant music culture, where even the streets are alive with music. I went down to the Beatles Museum to find out more.
I've been working here for about 3 years. The place itself has been open for about 21 years. It's split into two bits now. There's the main part of the Albert Dock, which is the main Beatles exhibition. And here we have a special exhibition at the moment, it's a John Lennon one. And here where we are is the Beatles Hidden Gallery as well.
Why do you think the Beatles are still so relevant today after so many years?
I think it's their music and the way their music can still sound quite relevant today. People really enjoy it now as much as they did back then.
Yeah. And do you think that Liverpool's still a good place for musicians and people to come and play?
Yeah, I think it's still really vibrant. There's really good venues for people to play and stuff like that. It's always had a good scene. I think it's as good now as it always has been.
I'm here in Liverpool today, a city well renowned for its music culture, and of course the Beatles. I'm going to be going into the Common Club and talking to Jay about the music culture today and how it's changed over the years.
Liverpool isn't your stereotypical city. When it comes to music culture, people don't mind whether it's live or DJ'd or in most places, but in Liverpool we prefer it to be played live. People will go to see a band in here on a Thursday night or Friday night.
And has that always been the natural thing?
Yeah, it's just, music in Liverpool's always been a little bit different to everywhere else. I mean, I'm not knocking bands from other cities. There's some great bands from around the world, but there's something of a spark when you come to Liverpool and you go to a live music venue and you see a band play. There's a little bit more kind of, it gives you that little bit of a cocky, arrogant little sway maybe sometimes, and that's a good thing.
I went into the studio with an acoustic guitarist called Rob Clark from Liverpool to find out what it's like to be a musician in Liverpool. Do you think Liverpool's a good place for musicians to start out playing?
Yeah, I think it's a very good place. It's quite a cheap place to live, which is so useful, especially for musicians, and there's plenty of places to rehearse. It's quite, I say, cheap to live here, and there's a very strong musical background and a history of music, and I think people in Liverpool have a good understanding of what good music is. Through that, I mean, it's very sort of competitive because a lot of people who are very good at it, but really that's probably a very good thing. So I think Liverpool's a great place to play music in.
Do you think the music culture's still as relevant today as it was like in the 60s?
It's a good question, really. I would say yes, but it's different really for every generation that comes along. I sometimes think it's a bit like films, really. You tend to think, oh, a lot of the good stuff was in the past, and then you see a new film and think, God, that's as good as anything that was ever done years ago, and better because it's been done today. So I think music's a lot like that, really. So there is a lot of good stuff that's happening, and I think it tends to be the stuff that is of today. That's my thought on it.